Hello, Coach. Good afternoon.
Hello, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. We'll have a conversation back here, have some few questions, open it up to media that's in attendance, and then we'll see how things go. But we won't keep you back here for too long.
Okay.
Got some really exciting matchups for tonight. How are you feeling on those? Any thoughts on them?
Well, yeah, I think we do have some great matchups. I mean, we can just go up the lineup, I guess. First we have Vicky Anthony and Sarah Hildebrandt, two great competitors. Both of them have been longtime members of our national team, just mainstays on our national team, and to see them put good performances together at the right time is what you want as a national coach, right? And then so just see Vicky, Vicky really has been performing well, and we saw her in Italy a month ago, and she had a great performance there, and then to carry that through this weekend, she's done a great job of maintaining that, and really, it's some of the best wrestling I've seen Vicky wrestle since back in 2013-14, and so it's great to see that for her. And then we have some youth, right? If we start moving up the lineup, we have Rana Heaton, who made the final. I would say probably a surprise to a lot of people. I mean, although Rana is a winner, right? I mean, she won a cadet world title for us about 4 or 5 years ago, and is just a proven winner, and has kind of been struggling a little bit, but you knew eventually she was going to find that, and again, for her to find it at the right time. You have certain people that are just, when the lights come on, when the big stage is in front of them, they're performers, and Rana is one of them. So she's going to have a big challenge tonight with world champion Jakar Winchester, but again, I think it's going to be a great match, right? And a great couple matches, 2 or 3 matches. So it's exciting to see. Next, we have Jenna Burkert and Helen Maroulis, right? The defending Olympic champion, and someone that is wrestling, and Jenna Burkert, someone that's wrestling really with a different purpose. Last week she lost her mother, and I think she's is using that in the right way, right? I think she's wrestling for a different purpose and really letting things out, and realizing that a loss in a wrestling match isn't the biggest thing in the world, right? And I think she has that perspective right now, and I think it's freeing her up. And that's what she's going to need to do to beat Helen Maroulis. And so, and Helen is coming to to have a chance, hopefully, in her eyes, to defend an Olympic title. So I think that they're both wrestling out there for the right reasons, and it's going to be a great match. Again, they're two seasoned veterans that have been around for a long time, and it's going to be great to see them go after it. At 62 kilos, we have Kayla Miracle and Macy Kilty. Macy's, really had a great year and a great couple of years of putting performances together back to back, and you can just see her climbing, right? You can see her just getting better and better, and Kayla Miracle has been very, I would say, maybe one of the most consistent performers we've had, right? And she's been very consistent and had some great performances, and so this would be her first. This would be her first Olympic team, but second world team, and this would be Macy's first, world level spot at at the senior level. So I see this match to be very competitive. These two very competitive, and then the last 2 matches, we have our current superstars in Tamara Mensah and Adeline Gray, and we have 2, youngsters coming in that are trying to prove themselves, and really they have done it, right? They've outshined what anyone thought, and Kennedy Blades and Kylie Welker we know are great performers and are great young talent, and to see them rise up and start pushing, you know the older generation, the next generation is great to see. So I'm looking forward to some great matches tonight because they have nothing to lose,
Mhm.
right? Those two young ones have nothing to lose going against Tamara and Adeline. So I think that we're going to see some excitement in both cases. So
One of
it's
the things
exciting.
that Kylie said last night was that Adeline was like her role model, someone she looked up to, and now she's her competition.
Mhm.
Talking about that youth, does that excite you from a coaching perspective to get to see that youth collide with that veteran?
Well, that's what you want to see, right? Because you're really looking at, from a program perspective, you're really looking to, as your older ones are, getting towards the end of their careers, you want someone coming up that can fill their shoes and not lose any step in that. And I'm not saying we're there yet, but it's nice to see the young talent really believing in themselves enough. It's one thing having the talent; it's another thing believing in yourself on a big stage, right? And that's what they've really, I think, surprised me with more than anything is how they've really believed in themselves on this stage and really came out and opened up. I mean, they beat some pretty tough people by not by the slim margins. They came out and performed and they scored points and they came out after it and that's exciting to see.
Victoria last night, Victoria Anthony touched on how that match in Italy against Sarah being her first, I believe, against
Mhm.
her, just how excited she was for that because Sarah's kind of like a puzzle and Vicky likes those puzzles. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, they wrestled a year ago, right? A year ago in January in Italy, and it was a very exciting match, right? It could have went either way, and it went back and forth, and you know, they've been at different weight classes, and they both bring such a different style to the table. Very Vicky's very explosive and has great athleticism, and Sarah has just such a great feel for the sport of wrestling, and has some quickness of her own, but just an unbelievable feel and canniness to score points. And so it's going to be a great match and a great couple matches, 2, 3 matches, whatever it takes. It's going to be a war out there because they both believe, when you have two athletes collide that both believe in themselves and believe they should be on that team, that's you're going to see something great tonight, I think.
Jenna Burkett, it's a story that you can't ignore. It's one that
Mhm.
definitely tugs at the heartstrings. Got a little worked up myself talking to her about it last night. Did you guys have a conversation about everything that's going on with her heading into the tournament or since she's been here?
I haven't, we've talked minimally, here. I did text her a few times, over the course of the last few weeks, and I know what she's going through, and definitely is a hard time, and but I know that she knows her mom is with her, right, and she knows her mom's in a better place, and I think she's just wrestling for more than herself, and I think anytime you're doing that, um, it definitely helps, and I think she knows what this meant to her mom, and she knows what it means to her, and I think you're gonna see her going out and opening up and not holding back, and really showing that pride on the mat. So
Gonna
yeah,
open it up. Kyle Klingman got a couple questions for you. Kyle, the floor is
okay.
yours.
Terry, your process for the women's side was unique in that there was someone in the best of 3 finals at all 6 weight classes. The other 2 were not that way. Why the decision to do that? Of course, the world medalists get there, but then you had the Pan Am Olympic qualifiers get that spot. Take us through the process and why you felt like that was valuable for Olympic trials.
Well, you have to remember that when we were going into the Pan Am Olympic qualifying event last year, it was three weeks before the Olympic trials, right? So for an athlete to put themselves on the line to go qualify a weight class, and we look at it from an organizational or a program perspective that hey, we need to qualify these weights but the athletes are looking at it from a different perspective. They're thinking about making the team, right? And so we had to give an incentive to that, right? To going and putting yourself out there to qualify the weight. And so that's what was put in front of them, that if you qualify the weight, you're sitting to the, to the best of three final. And that was that incentive that we put in front of them to get our best team at the time to qualify the weight. And so we had some wrestle offs at certain weights to see who that best team was, and hopefully we could qualify the weights, because if we make the team and don't qualify the weights, it doesn't matter either, right? So we wanted to get, at the time, what was our best team to qualify, and then let's go wrestle the Olympic trials. But again, for the athlete, they're concerned about making the team first and foremost. Then it's about qualifying the weight, right? And so we had to put that incentive in front of them, and that's the reason we got to where we were, from a process standpoint. And I think it, obviously it worked out well, for qualifying the weights. We got that done last March, and then our trials got delayed. So that's why we're in the situation we are right now.
Kyle, follow up.
Yeah, just one follow-up, Terry. When you look at the team, let's just assume that the athletes that sat out make the team. It's pretty stellar credentials. Everyone has a senior world medal at least, with the exception of Kayla Miracle, who has 4 age level world medals. Is this what you've been building toward? I mean, this is the team on paper that can take on Japan and possibly beat them in Japan.
Well, we feel whoever makes our team is tested and proven, right? And whoever that is, yeah, we feel we have a program right now that can compete with anyone, and we're not going to take a back seat to anyone. So, we're going to go into Japan regardless of our team. Of who those team members are. We're going to go into Japan one purpose, to come home with 6 Olympic medals, right, and some Olympic gold medals in that. And I just feel that we're ready for that. We're ready as a program to make that next step. I think the athletes are ready for it, and it's time to do it. Right.
All right, Guy, last question for you, and then we'll get you out of here, Terry.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on how things have been going so far in Fort Worth? The venue, the crew, the setup, the environment, the crowd.
I think it's great. I think I know it was hard to move the competition from State College, but I think that under the circumstances that we're in, and to put it in an arena that we can have some fans and have some people supporting these athletes is a great thing, and I'm glad that we found a place where we could do that. Obviously, it'd be a lot better if it was a full arena, but I think the conditions in the state of Texas, and the openness here, I think allowed for having a pretty good trials. From my perspective, sitting and watching and observing what's going on, I think it's been a great trials, and they've done a fantastic job. The arena's a beautiful place, and it's in a nice area. Downtown Fort Worth has a lot of restaurants and things for people to do. So I think there's been a lot of positives from it. I think everything's very easy access and very organized as usual. I think our events department is the best in the world, and they do a great job. So I'm happy with everything so far.
Thank you so much for your time, Terry. You've got
You bet.
some really fun matches tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Enjoy it, and thank you so much. We appreciate you. Take care.
You bet. Thank you. Bye-bye.